Hello guys, welcome to another weekly breakdown video. Today I'll be breaking down the first week of February. As you can see, now I've reached February while I'm backtesting. And before starting the weekly breakdown, let me show you the news. Monday, New York. Tuesday, New York. Wednesday, New York. Thursday there is GBP news and also New York session news, and Friday there is both GBP and New York news, right? But there is no news at our timing, which is London 7 to 10 a.m. UK time. So that's one cool thing, that's a green flag. But now according to how this previous weekly candle closed, my bias is clearly bearish, as you can see right here. So the 27th January 2025 candle here closed as a bearish candle. There was a huge fair value gap, so my bias going on to the next week is clearly bearish to fill up this fair value gap. And also it's looking like it's rejecting from this weekly supply zone right here. And now going on DXY to confirm my bias, the weekly time frame is clearly on the weekly time frame. We can clearly see the market is rejecting from this weekly demand zone right here. The draw of liquidity for the week is this one. There is no fair value gaps, and there's a fair value gap, market structure shift, supply zone, so on and so forth. So now going on the daily time frame, this is when I look for the daily bias. And now on the daily time frame, we can clearly see the lower high, lower low. The price is still in this bearish solidified range on GBP USD. So lower high. So now according to how the most important thing is for me personally is the previous candle. The previous candles, Thursday and Friday, literally closed bearish, and my weekly bias is also bearish. So everything is making sense. So that is when I tend to trade on Monday. Whenever the weekly and the daily bias are aligning on Monday, I tend to trade Monday. So Monday I was looking for a sell because it was aligning with the weekly bias being bearish. So now going on the H4 time frame, the previous week high has been marked, previous week low. There was a change of character to the downside right here. I waited for this is not what I was supposed to do. On the H4 time frame, the price is now choppy, as you can see, right, lower, higher high, higher low, higher high. The change of character happened to the downside. This is still the supply zone, because this supply zone right here is mitigated and it's invalid right now. So now going on Monday I was looking for a sell. After how this candle closed, the Asian range did close. I was looking for a sell inside the supply zone. I have already made the video of this trade. You can watch that video. Like, it was the internal range, Asian range, but that trade was a loser. And also there was a gap. Whenever there is a huge gap in the markets like this, we tend to draw the Fibonacci from the gap till the first candle close, and the price is naturally targeted towards the gap. So whatever your bias may be, my bias on Monday was bearish, right? But there was a huge bearish gap on the markets, or sell side gap. So it made so much of sense for the price to go and fill up the gap first and then continue to the downside. So that was what I was looking for, and in this case it didn't work in our favor. So it is what it is. So Monday now closed as a bullish candle. I have told you a gazillion of times, right? I adapt to the market, I don't predict. So if I predicted the move to go to the downside on Monday, it would have been a loser. But according to how this Monday candle closed, now I will adapt to the market condition, and on Tuesday I will look for buys again, right? So if I go to DXY to confirm my bias, also on DXY, literally you can see it's a clear bearish pin bar, strong bearish pin bar. So it made so much of sense on Tuesday to go down on DXY and go up on GBP USD. So on Tuesday there was JOLTS job opening news, as you can see right there. So whenever there is on the H4 time frame, I was looking for a change of character to the upside, because if I'm looking for bias, I need to see some change of characters, at least on the H4 or the H1. On the H1 there was a change of character. I waited for the Tuesday candle to close, and on Tuesday I believe I didn't took any trades. Tuesday was a no trade day for me, because I was looking for a trade from this sort of demand zone right here, and this demand zone was a New York session demand zone, as you can see right here. And I didn't took this trade because the price never went there, and the price literally just went without us. So that was the reason I didn't took the trade. And now going on Wednesday, simple as that. My trading is so simple that any 5-year-old can, if a 5-year-old wants to learn my strategy, he can learn it. I have made my own strategy with the knowledge I have in the markets by relentlessly backtesting. So now going on Tuesday, according to how this Tuesday candle close, on Wednesday also I will look for buys, targeting this draw of liquidity right here. Why? Because my bias is bullish, and obviously when my bias is bullish, I will target the buy side liquidity or buy side fair value gap, right? So in this case, the buy side liquidity. On DXY also, the price was literally bearish on Tuesday. So Wednesday it made so much of sense to look for sells on DXY and buys on GBP USD. Now on the H4 time frame also, there is a demand zone right here, change of character to the upside. As you can see, the gap already has been filled, and there is also a fair value gap right here. This trade also I have backtested. If you want to see the video, I have made a detailed video about it. And yeah, this trade was an accumulation, manipulation, distribution, continuation model. As you can see right here, continuation models do work, and yeah, in this case this was a continuation model. The Asian low never got swept, but because it was at our time window, the change of character happened very impulsively, and we know whenever the change of character happens very impulsively, it's a very strong trade. This is a B setup, to be honest, not one of the greatest, because I would wait. It would be a good, very good A class setup if the Asian low got swept, but in this case the Asian low didn't got swept, and on London session the price literally change character or break structure to the upside, and then we got the move at the equilibrium right here, and then we entered at the equilibrium for a 1:3 risk to reward right here. So that is when this was a winning trade on Wednesday. So Monday was a losing day, Wednesday was a winning day. Now going on Thursday, my bias is not clear because it's looking like it's rejecting from this daily supply zone, right? On GU it's looking like it's rejecting from this daily supply, and on DXY also it's looking like a bullish candle, a bearish candle. It also has a flat body candle to the upside, a Morobuzu, a bearish Morobuzu. So it also makes sense. It literally makes so much of sense on Thursday to come up and fill up this fair value gap, and also to make a wick whenever there is a Morobuzu candlestick on the markets. According to Rob Dono, and according to how much I have seen his videos, the price needs to go and make the wick. It always goes and make the wick because of liquidity purposes. So going on Thursday, my bias was clearly bearish. So if my bias is clearly bearish, I will look for some sort of H4 change of character to the downside, which we didn't see. And also on the H1 there was no change of character, so that is why I believe I didn't take the trade on Thursday. So Thursday was a no trade day for me because the price action was not clean, but the move did happen exactly as I wanted to, meaning the move did happen. My bias was bearish, the move did happen, but it didn't happen at our timing. As you can see, the London session literally ripped down, mate. It literally gave us a very huge move, as you can see right here, a 69 pips move, as you can see right here. So very tricky move. So now according to how this candle closed on Thursday, now on Friday I will look for sells on DXY. You can see the price literally came up, and exactly what I told you, right? It was a flat body candle. The price came up, made the wick of the candle. As you can see, it was a Morobuzu candlestick, came up, made the wick of the candle, and then now it's going to the downside. The fair value gap didn't get filled. And now on GBP USD my bias is bullish, and on on DXY my bias is bearish. So now on Friday I just didn't do the trade, so I will just show you the candle. My bias on Friday was bullish. It was a sell opportunity. So if I had taken the trade, I would have lost. The H4 fair value gap also got filled to the T on Friday. As you can see, fair value gaps in the markets do get filled perfectly on the markets. I have seen it so many times. As you can see, this fair value gap got filled to the T. And on the H1 time frame now, the price went up, kind of gave a move from this sort of supply zone right here. But this was also news. There was also news on Friday. As you can see, it was NFP on Friday, so I decided not to take the trade on Friday. So probably this was the weekly breakdown video for you guys. It was not one of the greatest week, but also this was not one of the baddest week I have seen in the markets. The fair value gap did get filled. The bias was clearly bearish when the week started, but when the week started, the price went up. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday went up, and after that Thursday and Friday went down. So this is the weekly profiling. As you can see, this was a midweek reversal weekly profiling, and there are three types of weekly profiling. I have already explained it to you guys in one of my videos: daily expansion, midweek reversals, and consolidation, bullish and bearish consolidation. So this was a midweek reversal. As you can see, Monday went up, Tuesday went up, swept liquidity from the previous weekly high, and also some liquidity from this supply zone, and then on Wednesday it made the move to the downside, and the rest was history. So now going on to the next week, let's see what happens. Catch you on the next video. Stay tuned.